Yo, I've been seeing all these little videos, with these folks, from the diaspora, the Caribbean, Africa, and whatnot. Cats that live here in the United States, they look like me, melanated folks or whatever. But, to this day, and like as long as I can remember, you can't call them black. They're, African, whatever country they say they're from, or, black as midnight, but they Latino, right? You Puerto Rican, you Dominican, you Cuban, you Panamanian, you Nicaraguan, you from Cameroon, you from Ethiopia, you from whatever little country you from, but you're not black. You've been saying that for years, and we've been cool with it. We ain't had no smoke for y'all, you know. Don't you know that black people fought for you to be here? 1965, they didn't want nobody over here unless they was European. We fought for y'all to come through on the Civil Rights Act. We thought we were getting allies. We ain't getting nothing but some more Uncle Toms, man. That's all we got. We ain't getting no allies. We got some folks that as soon as they get here, they come slide for white folks. And that's cool. You know what I mean? We know where we stand with y'all. So now that we say we're delineating, now that we say we are foundational black Americans, freedmen, freedmen, that term is probably older than my parents. But, yeah, it is. But, yeah, we say we're delineating and, we embracing our ethnogenesis in this country. We have, turned into a whole nother people. We are not generic Africans, now that we say, you're right. You're not black. We're black. We ain't got no funk with y'all or no beef or anything like that. We don't hate y'all, but we're different, and we're letting it be known. And you see so many times where reparations is on the table or a black crime bill or any kind of tangibles is on the table, and then they get these people to come up and speak, and they'll be like, oh, we don't need reparations. Oh, we don't need this. We don't need that. And then you look at the people paperwork. You ain't even from America, bruh. How dare you say what black people need, and then the first thing you say when we ask you, where you from, you say, I'm not black. So why the fuck you speaking for us? Shut your bitch ass up. How about that? You ain't qualified to talk for us, man. You need to stop doing that shit. And then number one, when we hear that you ain't from the lineage, we ain't letting you talk for us no more. You're getting packed out, So don't come around this motherfucker talking about, I'm not black, I'm this, and then be mad that we saying, you know what, you're right. Hold your own nuts. And another thing, you motherfuckers getting these black scholarships, going to these HBCUs and everything else, man. Why don't you say that you ain't black then? And it's funny, the minute y'all get an award or something, we see this black face and you come up here talking about, oh, I'm from such and such and my people back here, whatever. But when you motherfuckers rob a liquor store, you black, right? Nah, man. You from the diaspora, man. The black people didn't do that. Nah, that's y'all. We sick of y'all and y'all goofy ass 3-card molly y'all do with race. When it's time to get some bread on our name, you black. When it's time to get some accolades, you from whatever little raggedy ass country you from. You can't have it both ways, man. You guys gonna have to stand on your own nuts, man. For all these years we've been putting up with y'all, saying you from here, saying you from there, and we just accepted it. They're not black. And we just doing that and we highlighting that shit. You're not black. Now I'm seeing ever since we've been FBA, y'all like, oh, we're foundational Africans. How the fuck can you be a foundational African? You ain't even been here 100 years, man. What did you foundate? And then you want to say we ain't got no culture. Them folks came and colonized y'all, man. Half of y'all countries ain't even, 200 years old. We've been here a long time, man. And only, 13% of us came from Africa on them ships? So obviously we've been here a lot longer than these white folks been here. So, yeah, man, we built this motherfucking country, and y'all need to quit talking about us getting paid, compensated for the labor that our ancestors did. It don't pertain to y'all. Shut the fuck up. You running around here talking about we white supremacists because we're being black nationalists, we're sticking up for our lineage. You motherfuckers is crazier than a bag of angel dust, man. Where the fuck y'all get off with this shit? You know, is y'all white supremacists when you running around here kissing Zaddy's ass? When y'all motherfuckers, they come to y'all villages and y'all up here dancing and shit like Jesus walked up? They ain't nothing but some regular ass white people. And they come to fuck y'all up. Y'all got all kind of smoke for us. I'll never hear y'all say nothing about white people. Never. They bust y'all in your head. The first thing you do is come looking for us and shit to help y'all. We ain't coming to the rescue no more. We ain't doing that no more. That shit's up. You know? I say the best thing for y'all to do is support us with the reparations and the anti-black crime bills and everything else we got going on, and build peace with us. Quit crying like bitches. Seriously. You know, y'all made this bed, you gotta lie in it. You said you ain't fucking with us. We making you hold your own nuts, and we making you stand on the fact that you said that you ain't black. What's wrong with that?